man.
Okay.
Hey, welcome
Warriors.
to another show.
Yes,
Warriors
we
United
are.
for Christ are in the highest.
In the highest? Okay. Season 2, episode 10. Here we go. We at the highest level. Okay. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Woo!
Hey, it's 2 of us tonight.
Yes.
Which we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, we
We're
are.
going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun.
And audience, if you enjoyed the weather today, let us know, please.
Oh, yes.
Because the weather was different today. Oh, my. No shoveling, no umbrellas, short sleeve shirts. Help us, Lord.
And things are starting to bloom.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So outside of church, this man, he saw 2 little dandelions, man. He said, "Oh, dad, here come the weeds."
That's right. Here they come. They're coming.
And then he killed them. What?
Not right.
No.
Hey, we are 3 men minus 1 who love to talk about the goodness of the Lord. Again, on our shows, you always have the ability to agree or disagree.
Yes.
But we love to bring you some interesting, some stimulating conversation. So before we get into that, what do you got to say?
Look, continue, blue. No, I got his stumbling words now, man. Continue to push up the buttons, them. Push the share button, the like, and of course, the subscribe. And hopefully, in 2 weeks, I can brush up on my Jamaican accent.
Oh, no.
Yes, in 2 weeks.
Oh,
But
no.
Anyway.
So
yeah.
you're going to see Picnic in them.
No, I'm not going to see. There's going to be a lot of picnics there. I'm not going to see Picnic and them. Little children. No, okay. And talking about children, let me give a shout out. I got to give a special shout out to my grandchildren, Samara and Eva. They went on that track meet. That was in Boston this weekend.
Road trip.
Yeah, 6-hour road trip. I pray for Simone and Eric because they're the ones with there. Little EJ was there too. But Eva, she ran her 55 meters. No, I think it wasn't that one. But anyway, they got personal bests out of their races. And Samara was in the 400 meters and came first and did that typical, let me run behind you, go around the corner, and then go down the straight and then pass you. It was so impressive. See, Daddy had me crying.
Wow.
And then, of course, Eva was in the long jump and she qualified. But Eva, 55 meters, she was the 6th best in the meets, period. So let me give a shout out to them. And I know that next year, EJ will be joining them, doing something. So less stressful for him being on the bench, watching them, and for Eric and Simone.
Well, let's hope that it's not going to be a situation where one parent has to be here and another one has to be somewhere else because
no,
maybe going on at the same time.
No, they're running for the same team.
Okay.
They're not doing all that.
Okay.
They're going to be running for the same team.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, this weekend, of course, still continue the home improvement project, DIY. It's been an interesting endeavor, learning what to do, what not to do, and what you found that your previous homeowner had done and they shouldn't have done. It's been a journey, but you know what? Saving a lot of money doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And you learn all the different pitfalls.
Not what to do, but then still do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's funny too, because when you go to your local Home Depot and you walk in and the guy in the Home Depot goes, "Where's my sister?" Talking about my wife.
It is not his local Home Depot. It's his Home Depot. He walk in there and everybody from there, Julio, Winston, I know John, they all talk to him.
It's like that show Cheers. Go to a place, everybody knows your name.
That's beautiful though.
But tonight, we got another good show. What are we talking about?
We're going to be talking about, can you love Jesus
and
avoid the church?
Woo! That's going to be a good one. And tonight we have a returning guest. You love her, you know her, none other than Lady Ann Gresham. We're going to bring her in.
Pop goes Louise.
There she is. Hey.
Look at that shirt.
Oh,
look at this.
That's on a Warrior shirt.
Got a Warrior shirt.
Come out.
Yes, it's official.
So funny. Oh, how you been?
I'm good. Thank you all for having me back.
Yes.
Looking forward to tonight's topic.
Oh, yeah. Well, since Rupert wasn't here, we had to bring you back. So, Just kidding. He may pop on. He may pop on sometime tonight. So just don't tell him I said that. All right.
Yeah, but
Okay, it's our secret.
we might have other people pop on. No, since you on here, one of your best friends.
And I wore my glasses just for you all so that we can really match.
Hey,
Yeah, oh, this so.
well, the good thing is that you don't have a beard.
I'm gonna say, don't grow a beard.
If you grow a beard, we say, bye bye. So the question tonight is, can you love Jesus and avoid the church? So we can look at it from two angles, the biblical and the non-biblical. What I mean by that, some people believe that, just be a good person, love God, and don't even think about going near the church because of whatever has happened to them in the past, or they just don't feel comfortable going to the church, but they have that home, shall I say that home sanctuary where they watch it on TV, or, they just had that do good spirit, but they're avoiding walking to the church.
And then I would say that, but if you do love Jesus, why would you want to not go to the church? Because you would want to meet someone else who loved Jesus. You both can talk about Jesus. And most times you do that is when you're in the company of being in the sanctuary, not all the negative parts that people want to put out, being at the church, but we're going to talk about that later. But if you love Jesus, if you love him, why would you not want to be with his people?
Well, some statistics say due to negative experiences with church and leaders, feeling judged or excluded, preferring private prayer and study, not finding a community that feels authentic.
But before Miss Ann comes up, but what goes on now that people see on videos, on TikTok, on whatever, and you see leaders, I'll put that, so-called leaders, doing what they do, doing what they say, having these dramatic things happening inside their church or whatever, and always being on the news for the wrong reason. Instead of talking about the word, they're talking about something else or what happened or mind your business. But anyway, let's keep talking about this.
So what do you think, Ann?
Well, I think some of those leaders that Simon is talking about, they're not true leaders of God. And I was looking at the church and what is the church, and the church is the people who have faith in Jesus Christ. So how can you love Jesus and avoid being around a community of people who have faith in Jesus Christ like you? So so the actual building itself has people who are saved and people who are not saved. So you're going to find that mixture no matter where you go in the church, So I don't know how you could say you love Jesus and then avoid being with the community of believers, Sometimes you just have to have a sense of discernment and know who is real and who's not, But still, I think you should still go to church. I think it helps to be around a community of believers.
Now we're not saying, I'm not saying that because you're not going to church, you don't love Jesus. I mean, I'm not Jesus, so I can't tell you you don't love Jesus. And you probably do love Jesus. I mean, you love him with all your heart. You talk about him, whatever. So we're not saying that you cannot love Jesus, but at the same time, I think Andrew said, if you truly love Jesus and you want to follow the book, the word or whatever, you want to be with people who also do the same.
Yes. Like-minded.
And I was going to back that up with both you just said, because, when it talks about Hebrews 10 and 25 about not neglecting gathering together, with this viewpoint, loving Jesus should naturally lead someone to fellowship with one another and follow him, because you're coming together, you're like-minded. So you're going to be together. It is a sense of community. And so to me personally, if I miss church, something feels off. It just doesn't feel right. I mean, if I'm away, even if I'm on vacation, I come back, it's like, I just feel like a part of me is missing because I have not been around my like-minded brothers and sisters. I've not been in the actual house of God. That's just me personally. Even like when my son was playing sports on a Sunday, he knew, it's like, Dad, I know you don't want to be out here. You'd rather be at church. He knew, because he knew my priorities. He knew my love. He knew my first love is being in the house of the Lord. And so a lot of people don't have that, may not feel the same way, but that's okay. That's them. But for me personally, if I miss service, like when we come to church the other day, I was like, man, I feel like I haven't been, I'm 29 going to church in a long time. That's what it felt like, even though I only missed that one Sunday, but it felt like a long time.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Mark. There are times when I've missed church and I'm like, oh man, and it seems like my week is just not right because I missed church. I need to be refilled, and it's good to be around saints. It's good to to say hello to everybody and know that you are around people who share the same faith and beliefs. So I think I don't know how people can say they love Jesus and avoid church. I'm like you, Mark. I don't know how they do it, but maybe some of the viewers, they might have some opinions about it, but I don't know. I don't know how you can do it. Even when we did virtual church, that was kind of difficult for me too. I needed to be in the house. I needed to see everybody, even though you can see them virtually or whatever.
And when Bishop said only a selected few could be there, I was so happy that one of the selected few. I'm sorry.
but even then, though, and even though have the virtual right, most people, a lot of people are not even putting up their pictures.
No.
So. I'm like when Bishop says, everyone, when you come on the virtual, I need to see you. Right. So none of these, now some still did it, but I mean, and the only way that we didn't have church is when we was on the parking lot. I don't think I'll never forget that COVID when we was all on the parking lot having service, and he was in the cars. But
I look forward to that. I was like, I can't wait to come in the parking lot. Even though I sit in my car by myself, I'll see everybody like, hey,
But something he said was so key. He said, even in COVID, we still had church in the parking lot.
Yes.
We did not forsake coming together. We still made a way of being together.
And we organized it, and it was organized. And people, even like you go in the sanctuary, people like to sit in their spot. Even on the parking lot, people were in the same spot. They were moving. Let me get there early because I want that spot. It's really nice. It was still the same, but it was just still that we could still see each other. No matter what. Give a high five from 10 yards out because everyone was thinking about the COVID. But I don't understand. People are going to have their own thoughts about it, but to avoid church and not want to go to church because you had an experience that you're not even going to try and go back and forgive or forget or whatever, or it's different. Which the pastor preached.
Not to go there. See,
the pastor preached on Sunday.
Yes.
So you'll say better than me.
How he talked about that thing. Are you coming to church because of people? Or you come to church because of relationship with Christ. People are going to hurt you. So if they hurt you, that doesn't mean you should stop loving. You at your job, your coworker says something bad about you, you still go to work the next day?
Yes.
You may take you may take them to HR, but you still go to work the next day. You're not going to quit your job because so-and-so said. Why do you have that same mentality when it comes to the church? Because sister or brother so-and-so says something about you. I'm not going back to church. Okay. And then you're not going back to church. That's gonna mess us up. That's gonna mess you up with your relationship with God because you're holding on to something that happened back in 1912, so to speak.
Yep, you gotta let it go, and that's easy. That's easier said than done sometimes, depending on what the hurt is. But even if I'm quite sure all of us have encountered something
Of course.
to offend us in church, because we go so much. But
You
I
have
think
no idea.
You have no idea.
you just got to shake it off. And I think that's also part of spiritual development too.
Yes, it is.
As you grow, you learn how to not be so easily offended. And you definitely learn how to forgive and keep it moving. You don't let anything hamper your relationship with Christ and your relationship with other Christians. So you just have to hang in there and just keep it moving.
But I like what you said there, hamper your relationship with other Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that was very key, because if whatever the offense may have been is going to stop you from having that relationship with other Christians, and you're doing more damage to yourself, because you're not getting that strength. Because when the Bible says 1 can chase 1,000, 2 can take 10,000 of flight, you're missing out on your flight because you're allowing whatever happened to stop you from meeting up with the other people.
That's right.
And some of us we've had relationships with other people who have moved on to different churches, and even convocation, we only see people once a year. And then it's like on funeral occasions, you get to see people you haven't seen in a long while. It's not an occasion you want to see someone, but then you get to see them, and then you see how your bond or your strength is with other people you haven't seen for years, and you're so happy to see each other, and they're going to go on their way, we're going to go on our way, but it's just a relationship that you built in the past, and it's still going on regardless of how little that we see people.
Yeah, it's a family.
Yes.
And in families, you have those uncles and aunts that you can do without sometimes, and then you have the uncles and aunts that you love to see. So it's a family. So,
well, I heard and read this statement where it says faith can be more personal than institutional. So I'm like,
true.
I don't think you're really questioning someone's faith. But again, people often classify the church as an institution. I don't look at it as an institution. I look at it as a house of God, a place of refuge, a place of strength, a place of encouragement, a place of hope, a place of endurance. It's a place where you can come, again, be around like-minded people. Someone's going to help lift you up in the midst of whatever you're going through. And not to go to church because of whatever happened. To me, I think you're just setting yourself up for failure.
So if that church is like an institution, maybe it's the leader that has made it that way.
Let's talk about that.
Maybe it's the leader that's made it. If people want to call it an institution.
Yeah. So when you're talking about the church, I don't think of the church as a building. I think more in terms of people, and the church being with inside of you. The church is a community of believers who share faith in Jesus Christ, and it's the coming together of those people. Now, the physical building, a lot of people think, the physical building is a church, but the church, I believe, is the people.
Well, we need the building because when we worshiping, it rains. So we ain't gonna be outside when it rains. No, wait a minute. We can worship anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Trust. We can worship anywhere. But what I'm saying is just to meet in that one building.
Well, when you said that, it made me think about places like Africa. They don't really have structures like we have over here. In some places, they're worshiping on dirt floors. They're worshiping buildings that, when it rains, water's gonna come down. It's not gonna stop them from giving God praise. And that's the thing. But they'll walk hundreds of miles to get to a place of worship, and we can't even come around the corner to the street. I don't get it.
And we have churches on just about every corner, especially in the city. There are churches on every corner. A lot of them are vacant, but they're there.
It's funny you say that. We were when I took my son down we were in South Carolina for one of his soccer tournaments, and it was funny. It was a church there. There was a church right next door. I mean, literally right next door. I was like, oh, so you can walk out that door and walk over to the next church to the next door. I'm like, to me, that was hilarious. The church literally right next, like you have your house right next to somebody. walk right out that door, walk right into the next church. I guess if you want to, you don't like that one, walk right back over to the other one again. I mean, at least where we are, you got what? You got our church, you got a parking lot that separates us, then you got another church, then the street that separates us, then another church called the street, church down by the inn.
They're everywhere.
So
we talked about that on the show.
Yeah, we did. You're right.
We talked about that on the show. You got this church on the corner, this church on the corner, that one across the street, that one's up the street. You may see the same cars, you see the same people. You never get to meet them.
You never get to
meet them.
I'm
going to say this. If you really love Jesus, if you truly love Jesus and you're seeking Jesus, you're coming to church.
Yeah.
You're going to be there.
But do you find that when tragedy strikes, that's when you find more people come to church?
Yes. Yes.
So especially to me, it's not that you're going because of your love for Jesus. It's like you coming because, all right, this happened in my life. It's like, it's almost like genie in a bottle. I'm going to, okay, gee, this what you need to do for me now, God. This what I need you to do for me now. And after that situation resolved, I'm gone. Right.
So you're saying that with this administration going on now, there's more people praying than what they used to be?
Well, think about it. When 9/11 happened, churches were full.
Yeah.
You remember that? When Katrina happened, people were going to the church. When you had major earthquakes or floods, people start flocking back to the church. It's like it takes a major event for people to get awakened and go, okay, I need to go to church now. Most of the time, you see most people in churches when Easter. Mother's Day,
Christmas,
and Christmas. Father's Day, Mother's Day, Easter.
And never Father's Day, man. You might get a Thanksgiving Day too.
Right.
There, but
those are the ones. Right. And
Father's Day is not on that list.
Right. And of course, weddings and funerals.
Yeah.
Those are the times you really see a lot of people in the church. Other than that, you really don't. So it makes you wonder, what is the driving factor?
Well, I think can you love Jesus? Can you love Jesus and avoid the church? That's a good question. I truly don't think so.
I'm inclined to agree with you because how should I put it? It's like you love your car, but you don't want to drive it. Right. It's just going to sit there.
How can you say you love someone and not want to fellowship
or do something for them? Right.
With other believers. How can you say you have a relationship with someone when you don't want to gather with the family? You know, I just think it's hard for me to comprehend. But yeah, I do know some people. I guess they could say they do love Jesus, but because they were hurt or something in church, you know, they don't want to go to the edifice itself. But that's still difficult.
Because I think a lot of it. So how do we talk to people who had a bad experience? But see,
sometimes when you have a bad experience, you don't open up. You just shut up. Or if you come to church, you're like, okay, as soon as the service is over, I'm out. I don't want nobody to say hi to me. I don't want to say hi to nobody else. I don't want nobody to ask me to be a part of this. I'm just coming in. Praise the Lord. Okay, I'm out.
But there are people, and we had a discussion about that. There are people who just come to church and just leave. And then when we have programs or we have in a meeting or whatever, they just never show up. They just show up on Sundays. So if that's what makes them happy. I mean, of course, church is happy that people turn up on Sundays, but then when you have leaders asking for you to take part, to be a part, to volunteer and do this, to volunteer and do that, but you really don't get much volunteers, and it always ends up with the same people.
What's it say? Is 20% do the same that do most of the?
Yes.
Yeah.
So So as we carry on now, saints, continue to push the buttons. We never know Rupert might come on. We don't even know. He
don't
might
know.
just pop on or do something like that. So if you that's him coming on. But anyway, continue to press the like, the share, and the subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. No, okay. Push them buttons, please. We love you. It helps us to broaden out our message. And we do.
Right.
I ain't got a clue what I just said, but yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about Mark and Simon. Mark just co-signs. He's like, yeah, we do.
Okay, look, I just pulled this up here. Oh, after I do this, we're gonna go to our studio audience of around the world. Anyway, a common complaint is that some churchgoers preach values like love and humility, but behave differently on everyday life. And we've been having discussions like that for the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
That perceived inconsistency makes some people skeptical about organized religion, which is a common fact. Which is a common fact that we've been talking about, and
that hypocrisy is real, because you know, people they look at that, you know, they feel they don't want to come to the church because of somebody being hypocritical. But don't let that stop you because of that. Because again, just because that person is doing what they're doing, that doesn't mean you gotta cave into whatever you see.
Right. And don't let one bad apple spoil the batch. Just because you have that one who may be not walking the walk or talking the talk, it doesn't mean that everybby isn't. There are many people there.
Wow. It came in right on hypocrisy. I wonder why that is.
I don't know what you guys talk about. I've been here the whole entire time. I don't know what you guys talk about.
Really?
Hey, man, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you, sir.
Ken wouldn't let me in. Ken was blocking me. He wouldn't let me in. He's a producer.
Oh, that's why he was laughing. I could see that. And
He was blocking
his shoulders going up and down.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
Love the shirt. Love the
Thank
shirt.
you. I have to do it for the camera.
We were going to the studio audience. So good to see you, though, sir, Reverend Rupert.
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
No, we understand. We knew.
Hey, we've all had to do that. Remember, we've had to bounce out for a meeting and bounce back in.
And then run back in after a game.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, so, well, thank you. I was trying to listen to the conversation. I didn't hear it all, but and you were saying something. Go right ahead. Finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that there are some people who might be hearers of the word, not doers of the word. And when you have people watching, you can't let one bad apple spoil the batch, because just because there's that one who's not doing, don't focus on that one who's not doing what they're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do. And there's just as many people in the church who do love God, and, associate with those people, not saying not to be bothered with the ones who don't, because they do need help. So, but don't let people stop you from coming to the house of God and worshiping with other saints.
Exactly. So, Ruth, want to roll some of these questions, my man? Or these comments we got out there?
Sure. It's the stuff from the beginning here. I don't know if you guys started this or not.
No, we didn't. So, of course, James, what's up?
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Pastor Darnell Edie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because of his message yesterday.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, I don't see him right now.
Right. Is Darnell preaching every week? Was he preaching every other week?
Just
just about nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a shirt. Oh, who wrote that?
Who wrote that?
I did.
Oh, you're welcome. What a shirt. Okay. Esther says, if you love Jesus, why would you want to avoid the church?
And that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Woo!
Why would you want to avoid the church?
Great minds think alike.
Well, I guess, and I have been conversations, I don't know, but is it avoiding the church, or is it that I just don't think church is necessary?
Well, that's what we kind of touched on earlier. there's different reasons why people are avoiding due to church hurt or someone being hypocritical or messed up relationships. There's a lot of dynamics as why some people don't want to be in the church.
Well, that's one thing, right? Those things you're talking about is one thing, but there could be that person who says, church, the today church, not the body of Christ, not being around the people of Christ, but the today church building atmosphere. I don't need to be a part of that. It's not necessary. It's not that I've been hurt. It's not that this. I just don't think that that's what is necessary. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm saying that that could be somebody's mentality, because based on, Esther's thought, why do you want to avoid? Some people say, I'm not avoiding the church. It's like I go if I want to. I just don't want to go because I don't think it's necessary.
I think I said something similar earlier on, is that you go to church because you want to have church. But then when you go in there and you see camels and lambs and motorbikes and cars inside the church because the preacher wants to make a point, he's like, wait a minute, I'm not doing this. And also one of the main factors was, and I'm not hating, well, the music. It's like, dang, I heard that at the club the other day. I mean, I'm trying to get away from that. And you go into the sanctuary and you hear that. So them are just snippets of why people don't want to come to church.
Well, I wouldn't want to go to a church like that, like the church that you and Rupert just described. I wouldn't want to go there. But you have to find the church that is preaching the word of God, where you can grow and develop spiritually. You have to find the right church. I'm with Esther. I don't know how you could say you love God and avoid the church. There is a church for you where the word is being taught, where you fit. Sometimes you have to find that right church that's a perfect fit for you.
Yep.
All right. I can go on, but I know you guys talked about it, so I don't want to repeat that. So let's go on.
Okay.
Oh, and Esther also says the for church, look, if I said it wrong, please let me know, is the bride of Jesus. So can you get married and avoid your husband?
Now, if I want to exegete the text, as they say, I could say the church is not a building.
Right.
She said, yeah.
All right. So I could but that's not I know what she was saying, but I could be difficult.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Am I right? Okay.
You're right. So Ken says, in gas prices over $3.10, we can do remote. Well, in today's setting, that may be a driving factor for some people because of the gas prices keep going up. They figure, hey, I'm not going to drive this distance. I need to save this money for something else.
And that's a good point, because some people might have valid reasons for not coming to church, and maybe they can't afford to drive their car to church. But you can't always make excuses. Where there's a will, there's a way. So if you can't afford to drive and you have some friends or some family that go to your church, carpool, to be with the saints.
I like what you said. When there's a will, there's a way, because if there's something else you want to do, you'll make your way to it.
I was about to say that too. Yeah.
I agree. I can say something to that point too, but I agree.
Go ahead, make up a lost time since you weren't here. Go ahead and say it.
No, but we got a lot of questions. Let's go.
Well, Keith is being honest here. He says, I love coming to my church. I know we are not perfect, but most people are trying to be and get right with God.
Exactly.
Help yourself, Keith. Yes, you are.
Okay. So it's going
coming in with clean hands. That's all I know.
Let me again express this point. And I think that this is the point that most people miss. Church is not supposed to get you right. It's not what church is about. Church is about coming together to a community of people to worship, exalt God, and to express, right, their love towards this God that we serve.
That's what we talked about community earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to get yourself right by the word and through prayer.
Exactly.
That's what gets you right. Right?
And who
I
gives
don't
the
need
word?
church to have word and prayer. I need to be in Bible study and in my word. I need to pray myself and with people. I go to church because church is where I go. Just like I would go to a barbecue at my parents' house, even though I've gone from them a long time, because that's where my parents are. I'm going to go celebrate family at my parents' house. That's why I go to the parents. I don't have to go there to have a barbecue, but because that's where my mom and dad is, I go there with my family to celebrate whatever we're celebrating. We go to church to see our Father and to celebrate together as a family. That's why I think people get the altar, going to the altar. That's why people go to altar every Sunday for the same thing. Because you think you're going to go to church, go to the altar, get prayed for, and go home, everything's going to be all right. If you do the same thing you did last Monday before you went to the altar, you're still going to come back to the altar because you didn't change. Change begins with you as an individual. I just want to express that. Sorry. I could be wrong. You guys are all silent, so I'm going to...
No, you're good.
No, well, you
Good.
fine.
I mean-
Yeah, you trying to make up for the half an hour. Yes, I feel that I miss. Yes, I feel that I miss church. A part of me is missing. Yes, it is true.
That's right. And that's what I said earlier. When I'm not there, I feel like I'm missing out on something.
And even though, yes, because I know the baseball season's starting, and now and again I have to go to the games, mandatory games. Even then, at breaks, I still have it on my phone. I look, I got to take a bathroom break. And I go to the phone and look at the church because it's there, because I know I'm... Say that again?
You're just taking security to make sure security's doing it right there. That's all you're doing. You're just making sure security...
Oh, that's not a problem. See, that's an opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a fact.
It's a beautiful opinion because we're three opinionated brothers, so of course it's an opinion. Of course.
Woo! Okay, make up. Go ahead. No, but it's there because it's just sometimes it just doesn't feel right. But at the same time, I know that you do what you got to do. But my thoughts are there, and then when I go back the next week, it's like, dang, I haven't been here for a while.
Yeah.
But I lived in
church.
So Esther says, Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments, which include not forsaking the assembly of yourselves together.
Absolutely.
A to the men.
Amen.
Oh.
Okay.
Mark got a point. Mark got a point.
Deacon says, well said, Elder Mark. Something is missing. If I'm out of church, any reason, nothing replaces being around God's people.
Amen.
And I know that for a fact,
Amen.
Deke, every time you miss convocation, but I know it's for a good reason, but I'm just letting you know, we miss you at convocation when you're not there, but you're doing the right thing. Thank you.
And that's, to me, I think that is so important. When you have that relationship with people, if you don't see them, you get concerned. You worry about them because you know, especially if you know you're going to see that person in a certain place every year. And when not there, you're like, whoa, it just feels weird.
Yeah, if you expect them to be there, yeah.
Right.
One thing that I really loved about Mother Green, the late Mother Green, who I sat next to in church on Sundays, Rupert. Well, if I missed a Sunday and I did not tell her that I wasn't coming, when I came the next Sunday, she would always say, give an account. And I love that. I was like, she's holding me accountable. So I had to make sure that whenever I was going to be out, I had to let her know in advance what was happening. But I love that. And I was like, that's what people are supposed to do.
Be accountable.
That's all old school, and that's the greatest thing in the world. And that's part of what we're missing. And I know that you said Mother Green. We're missing a lot of those mothers in church. I remember my mother, if you missed church on Sunday, that week she was calling you. That week she was calling everybody. Thank God our church wasn't that big. But even when she could not see, she had my father dialing the phone so she could talk on the phone to people who missed church on Sunday. and it was something that she did. And I think I think I was in a pastor's meeting, and I think it was either Pastor Hargrove, or I think she was saying her grandson now holds people accountable when they miss church. He's 8 years old, calling people saying, "We missed you at church today." That's
And
that's
that's
great.
good.
That
Yeah.
is great. I
Yeah.
wish that is not what we need, because it automatically shows love.
Yes.
If somebody's thinking about you and you're not there, like Mark was saying, I'm thinking about you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to do Mark's point because this is a stickler here. Because, like you said, Mother Green, we walk Mother Coleman in the sanctuary every time she comes on a Sunday. She can barely walk. She uses the arm and she goes in, but she always says every Sunday, "I got to go to church.
Mhm.
I don't feel right if I don't go to church." 94.
94.
And she's determined, walk real slow. She knows her body hurts, body aches, and going through what she's going through. But the mindset is, I got to go to church.
Mhm.
That's her mindset.
And to put the cherry in the top, I said, okay, Mother, where that shout? She does a little
And
shout
then
in the
she do her
parking lot.
a little 3-foot stomp.
There she and
Yeah.
she good. And she makes her way in the sanctuary.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So that right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Another
Shout
one
out
from
to
Pastor
Pastor
E.
Eden.
Yes.
Okay. You getting these shout outs tonight.
But the
Shout out to
messages-
us today. Wait, did I do
Another
this
shout
already?
out for you.
Second
another
shout
one.
out to Mark.
Second shout out for Mark.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
on
okay.
the roll tonight.
For the same guy, Deacon Hal, just shouting you out all day, man.
God bless you, Dick. I appreciate you, man.
He said, "Well said, Elder Mark. Something is out of place when I miss church." Did we read this one?
No.
Nah.
Nothing like being in God's, nothing like being around God's people.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait, man. Well, I don't know if he said it. Oh, you know what? No. That's weird. It's
Yeah, it
two
was similar.
times, but we did read it already.
Yeah. What? There you go. There we
I'm
go.
not gonna be biased. Somebody go ahead and read it for me.
Do we really know God? No, I'm
She
sorry.
does not sound like that.
If we, do we really know God if we avoid communication with our brothers and sisters? How can we say we love God when we don't show godly love towards one another?
Drop the mic.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well,
She's back.
Again, I love you, Nita, but
Yeah, here we
if
go.
the only time I love my brother and sister is when I'm at the church, well, that could be tough too, because I should be knocking on the door, calling, doing other things outside of the church also. So the church is great, but what am I doing outside of? And I know all of us are doing something, so it's not like
No,
I'm
but wait a
saying,
minute, Ruben.
don't
She
do
said
something.
to avoid communication. She didn't say the building.
well, I guess you're talking about being in church though. I don't know where that came from, so I'm only surprised
Communication.
Yeah.
that it was
I'm trying to
church.
get my coffee tonight. So look.
You know. Maisie's watching. Hey sis, all right.
Thank you, Macy. Consistency.
It will be a temporary visit, though.
I don't know what that means.
What's he talking about? The dentist? I don't know. Thank you, Sean.
Well,
Maybe he's talking about one of those churches where you're talking about all the theatrics.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe yes.
yeah. Could you walk in? Walk back
Yeah,
out of this?
yeah. Let us know, Sean. There we go again.
Mhm.
He's speaking in tongues. Oh boy! Laugh out loud. You love your siblings, but you don't go see them every weekend.
Well,
Well, what
I
do-
may not go see them every weekend, but I text my sisters every day.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Yes, hold on a second. Yeah, I love my siblings too, but it's not going to be very easy for me to keep flying to England every weekend. I don't have that kind of money,
Say
bro.
that again. Every what?
Every weekend.
Weekend?
I'm sorry, man. That British just came out real strong.
Weekend? Weekend? Weekend?
Weekend.
Weekend?
Yeah, anyway, that's my point. So that's not even valid. right
What's
there,
your
man.
point? What's your point, Simon?
Weekend. I can't go everywhere the weekend. What you said?
There's two things. There's two things though with that statement. One is I love my brother and sister. They love me, but they can't get me to heaven.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's
Jesus. I'm not only going to church because I love Jesus. I'm going to go to church because he's the only one who can get me through this life into the next life.
but it's a
And
two-way street, though, sir.
if I neglect that, I could be missing something, because if I die tomorrow and I miss something that I could have gotten from him, so I would not have missed and messed up, I might lose my life and go to hell. I choose not to go to hell.
Yeah, it's not a one-way road, though. It's not a one-way road. It's a two-way street. So they can come visit us, too. So it's not all...
But what I'm saying, for me, it's not about just visiting him, right? It's for me, I need him. And so let me go up. I need church because it reminds me often of why I am doing what I do every day, living right. Because when I see my brother and sister, when I see the 94-year-old mother walking the church, guess what it makes me think? Man, I'm 57. I complain for the wrong things.
Come on.
Right?
Yep.
When I see the young child coming into church, clapping their hands and lifting up, like the young boy who dances, right? Real or not, it reminds me, I need to be like a child. So the things of life don't hold me down so I can be free. Church reminds me so much of why I am living the life I live. Because there are things I cannot receive by not seeing my brothers and sisters go through what they go through. So church for me is not just about, it's definitely not about me getting right. That's up on me. But church is to remind me I got to live right. I got to do right. Because I see so much. It kills me when churches don't have testimonies anymore. But I know why they don't. But it kills me that they don't have.
We know why.
Yeah, we know why.
Yeah, we know why. But
Because we don't know what they're gonna say. And
when I was a kid, those testimonies remind. I'm like, really? Like when,
Yeah,
like, when an old person said, you know, I'm an old person. When older folk used to say when I was younger, when they said, "Oh, I had this, but God healed me," it made me think, "Oh, you know what? When I'm sick, God's going to heal me. I'm good." You know, and it made me remember that. So it's just tough. But okay, sorry.
Iron sharpens iron.
Amen.
And sometimes you get depleted during the week just from going to work and doing your everyday routine. And you need to get into the house of God just to get refilled so that you can get back out there and continue to do the work of Christ.
You get your car tank filled, you get your car gassed up. Every time it's almost on empty, you go back to get it up.
Come on. So Sean says a lot of churches don't have committed members that come faithfully. That come faithfully. Well, we were talking about that earlier about something that Pastor Edie said on Sunday, that you're coming to church for the wrong reasons. A lot of times you come in because of the person, and you're not becoming because of relationship with Christ. And it makes you wonder why a lot of people, they just come because of the flesh person and not becoming because of the Spirit of God. And the thing about it is, I laugh because on certain Sundays, like, you know how many people are gonna be in the church? You know, and first Sundays they're gonna be there because of communion. Third Sunday be because the youth gonna be in charge. Other Sundays it can fluctuate. It depends on what it is, but those Sundays, you know how packed the sanctuary is going to be.
But I think that most churches have committed members, because someone has to open up the church, someone has to turn the lights on, someone has to sing,
that's true.
Someone has to be an usher, someone has to do. I mean, a lot of churches, just because they're not a big church, doesn't mean they're not committed. So,
and I think if they're getting that word, they're going to come. That word,
exactly.
I think his point was that like Mark was saying, there's a fluctuation, right? So there's committed members, but then there's also the not committed members. And I think that was more of his point, was there's not committed members. Unlike back in the day where everybody was committed. Like everybody, like you saw people every Sunday, like they came. Like that
it was their safe place as well. You know, if you go back to our ancestors, church was their safe place. It was their place where they could speak freely, where they could worship freely, you know, where they could talk freely, you know. So
because and of course there's people who are just Sunday members only.
Just go there.
Sunday members only.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else outside of that, you ain't not going to see them or hear them or whatever. But Sunday members, and of course, it's not happening now. But like in England, we were going to church 3 or 4 times a week, and if you wasn't there, someone thought you were sick. And you got three out of 4, and you missed one. What happened to you, man? What happened to you on the last one? We didn't see you. See, miss that. But it's the commitment that happens. That happened then.
Well, let's look at this. So we have corporate prayer Bible study on every first Wednesday. So look at the membership that we have at our church. You would think you probably see that same amount on the corporate Bible study and prayer on Wednesday, but like, you at home on Zoom. You can on Zoom anywhere.
That is my point.
I mean, come on.
That is my point, period.
It's like
you can be across the country and you can still get on Zoom. You can go
it's
anywhere.
like, what's up with that? I mean, only
Zoom.
for an hour at 7 o'clock in the evening from 7 to 8. Come on.
I can't make it.
Sunday school. I have to give a shout out. Sunday
talk about it. I'm a pastor. I don't even want to talk about that because that's.
Thank you. We're talking about it. We did it for you. And so
it's tough.
Exactly.
I don't get it.
It's tough. We have a lot of questions. I'm going to keep quiet because we got a ton of questions. Unless we're going to go over.
Okay, let's go then.
Today.
There we go.
Let me do Ken's number.
Yeah. Deke said, I look like Ken Sleep. No, Deke says, no way it's like loving. No way it's like loving the head, but not the body. It's illogical. It don't have to be in a building. It can be in your backyard. The Bible says, do not forsake the assembly of yourselves. And I think we said that earlier. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yes. I think Rupert alluded to that too. The building.
And often the concept of community coming together and koinonia is dependent upon how one was raised, train up a child. True. We agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And Sean says if people are focusing on other people, they may need to change their focus.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I might want to read this one. I told hubby he needs to wait for me when going to Home Depot. I have friends there too.
My goodness. I don't know where that came from, but
wow.
Oh
Rupert, that was before you signed on, man.
Wow.
Before you signed on, we talked about the Home Depot situation. I'm gonna get her.
She has friends. You gotta let her know she has friends, Mark. Thank you. Goose Creek.
Bishop. Good evening, see you, Bishop Parham. Thank you.
Bishop Parham, Goose Creek. Mark might need to go to Goose Creek right now.
Esther says, but church is a place where the word is taught and preached as well as worship. The word does provide the pathway to salvation. Amen, Esther. I agree. If we had time, I would make a comment, but we don't.
Yeah, help yourself. Whoop, we got 6 minutes. Yeah, you're welcome.
Says, I think that's the problem. People are making too many excuses today for not coming to church. I think having a physical one-on-one presence with each other is needed, but which we can't get on Zoom.
True.
Amen.
Totally agree. Mm-hmm.
I love that. There is a church for you, and that is so true.
Is that Edie?
Is that Edie? Yeah.
Oh, he just so happens to come on when he gets shout outs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't say nothing, but he gets his 2 shout outs. He's on saying something. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, all right. So he's on that show. So every time he preach, I do 10 years now. Okay, I'll add 12 to that now. He's on that show. Whoa. Esther says, while we are missing church when we are absent, we have to be cautious that attending church is not a ritual, true, but it is needed coming for the purpose of worshiping for Savior and Lord.
That's what I agree with that. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
Not a ritual.
Right. And some people look at it as a ritual.
And then, of course, Mother Colvin and Mother May Davis are my inspirations.
And Mother
Yes.
White.
This your sister. Yo.
How nice, smart that you text your sisters every day. What a good example. She needs to be quiet. She hears me. I don't know what you're talking about. Now she's not going to hear from me every day. Thank you. You're not going to hear from me.
Yes, Deborah, every morning at my time when I wake up, I give him a text. So, you know.
Oh, I got to shout out.
But our family too. I'm not jumping in. I know he does that, but our family texts every morning too. Rachel puts out texts. Simone, Sabrina, we all do that. But
don't listen to her. She's not in her right mind. Deborah's getting older, so she needs to let her go. She's just.
You better leave my sister Deborah alone, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, what? Holly going hard here. I like that, Uncle Rupert. I choose not to go to hell.
My birthday twin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, that was good to me.
Oh. Woo. Oh, there we go.
Bishop Monday, I love, he says, church is the safest place ever. You can't afford to avoid. And then he says, I love the discussion here. God bless you. He was on with me, sir. We jumped on. So thank you, Bishop of Monday. All right. So we only got a couple minutes left, 2 minutes, but I love the discussion. I wish we could go longer because it is a very good discussion. I think people really miss the point of church, and that's why a lot of younger generation don't feel like there's a need to go because they miss the point of it. And I love what, I believe it was Esther said it, it's not a ritual.
It's not a ritual.
It's not a ritual. Yeah, Esther said it. It's not a ritual.
Yeah.
It's something that we do just like you go to work to get your paycheck. Well, I go to church to make sure I'm going to have that paycheck one day when I get called to heaven. Because like you said, Ann, if I've been through hell all week, what am I doing to refresh myself? That's what church is about. I go to refresh. It's a good refilling station. It's the only place we get to go and be free. That's why when people who are in the worlds where they cannot go to church, where it's illegal to worship Jesus, but they risk their life to go, that's what we should be taking examples of. Because we're free for now to go. So we got to go. That's my last point. I don't know what you guys got to say. Go ahead.
No, you got 2 more questions.
2 more questions.
2 more comments.
One from your sister.
Says, I think that Sunday school is essential.
There you go,
I feel sad. Many churches have gotten rid of it, and which is so true. But I'm so glad we still have it.
Yep.
Yes, I love Sunday school. Love Sunday school.
I love it. I love it.
Ken says the point is to be saved. No.
See, I think it's supposed to not to see your homies. I think you would have sleep.
Yeah, I told you asleep.
Right.
Yeah, no to
And
Jesus.
the last one from Esther. Yes, Sunday school. We applaud it. And thank you so much for being on tonight's show, Last Minute Contact. And you said yes.
Thank you all for having me. I really enjoy the shows.
Great.
All right.
It is great.
That's right. So stay tuned next week, and you might hear Rupert say hello on his phone.
Answer your phone, please, and we will say you're welcome.
You can't prove it was my phone. You're welcome. God bless everybody.
He says we can't